Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I am here to do an intuitive card reading on what insights, guidance, and messages the universe has for you. It feels like you are making a shift, you are like going to a new path, opening new doors, making a change. So let's see what the cards have to share with us through the universe's guidance. Okay. So we have indigo, improve your vision. So to me, that's like seeing things more clearly, and it feels like more like trusting the process and seeing things for what they are in the sense of the universe wasting nothing and using everything for your benefit. And so even like these hardships and pain, like while it is unpleasant, that doesn't mean that it's not for your benefit. It feels like the universe is using it to nurture you, to grow you, to strengthen you, to help you become your best version. And so being able to see more clearly, even if like in the moment, you can get caught up in your human experience because we're all human. There's nothing wrong with that. You are allowed to have your human experience and experience your emotions. You're not bad for that. But then after you give yourself some time to process your emotions, being able to step back and look at things more clearly and be like, okay, I can see how this may be leading me towards this, or it may be, encouraging me to have stronger, healthier boundaries, things like that. So improving your vision to see the bigger picture, to trust the universe and how it will never forget you, it will never forsake you, it will never abandon you. It loves you, it cherishes you, it wants to nurture you, support you, protect you, guide you. So don't get so caught up in those negative narratives, because when we get in those negative narratives, we can get blinded to the bigger picture, to the truth. And it's not that it's necessarily untrue, it's just not the whole truth, like when people hurt us and whatnot, we can just like start lumping a whole bunch of people together, or like doing these generalizations about the person overall, and maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe not, but you know how that goes. So we got to be careful with how we're perceiving things and the narratives we're telling ourselves, because it drastically shifts our perspective and our receptivity and our openness to things. Because when you're convinced everything is evil, you're not going to be trusting, you're not going to be open to giving people chances when they might have exactly what you need. They may have this message that will shift your world, but because you have this closed mind, you're not open to it. Yeah, very much rebirth. This is very much a period of you like turning the page and writing a new chapter, deciding to let go of the old and saying, I've done that. Now it's time for new. And this very much aligns with the time of spring and how it's saying goodbye to winter, and it's for this fresh restart. There's rejuvenation, there's all this new life, there's abundance. Everything is just like, it feels happier, fresher, like there's prosperity, blessings, the birds are singing, so it just feels like that's where you're heading. And it may take a little bit of time, because when seeds are planted, they don't instantly pop up and grow. It takes some time for them to germinate, to sprout, to flourish. But this is where you're heading. You're heading to this beautiful, bountiful, fresh start full of blessings and love and happiness and prosperity. And it's because you are getting mindful about how you're perceiving things and your vision. Yeah. The wolf instincts, like you're trusting your instincts, like your intuitive instincts, because a lot of times people tell us like, oh, there's no reason for you to feel that way, like, that there's no logic and reasoning behind that. But at our core, we have these instincts and we have our intuition, and energy doesn't lie. So even though you may not have any like evidence to back it up, like you can pick up on things. And there have been times where I like basically talked myself out of stuff because I'm like, well, there's no reason for that. Why would I think that? Why would I feel that? That doesn't make sense. And then it turned out that my instincts and my intuition was spot on. And it was trying to protect me. It was trying to give me a heads up. So, you know, don't jump the gun with emotions because sometimes, we're not coming from a clear-headed place, but that doesn't mean we disregard our instincts and our intuition, because very much energy doesn't lie. And if you notice, like with animals, they're very instinctual and they can pick up when energy doesn't feel right. It's because they listen to their instincts and intuition that they can avoid all these like natural disasters and these storms because they're picking up on the energy. And that's how, the prey animals are able to pick up when a predator's around and they're like, I'm gonna not be here. I'm gonna get really quiet. I'm gonna check out. So trust your instincts and intuition because the energy will not lie, and it's going to help improve your vision because you're not going to, be like, oh, well, this is what, society says and there's all this proof. That's not to say what society has to say or all the science and the proof and all these things has no place, but each situation is different. And there's this tendency of society to do like this one size fits all solution, one size fits all, playbook. And because there's nuance to each situation, it may not work for you and it may actually do you harm. So be mindful of that and focus on your inner strength because you do have this inner strength to you. If you focus on having that inner fortitude, that inner stability, that inner peace, this inner stable, strong foundation, you'll be able to weather whatever comes to you. Because, there are lots of ups and downs in society right now. There are people who are lacking that inner peace, that inner foundation, that inner strength, and they are exploding. Sometimes just emotionally and verbally, sometimes physically with what they're doing. And that's not to say that they're not entitled to their human experience, but it's gonna get a lot more turbulent for those individuals than those who can, take a more grounded approach, a more neutral approach, seeing a bigger picture with their improved vision approach, and not getting so caught up in the heat of the moment. And it's not that they can't have their emotions, because their emotions are valid, but their perspective may not be real. And they're allowed to choose what they choose, but no matter what, choices have consequences, whether good or bad. And if you look at some of the things happening with these individuals, they're getting the natural consequences, and it's not so good for them. There are people getting jail time and whatnot because they got so caught up in the heat of the moment and their emotions. So have the inner strength to help guide you through these turbulent times and the chaos, because just because someone else, is lashing out and being nasty doesn't mean you need to play their game. You can choose to walk away. You don't have to be around for it. And the people who are right for you are going to respect you. They're going to be able to have conversations with you. They're not going to belittle you or invalidate you or gaslight you or abuse you. They're not going to be nasty towards you. They may have bad days, but they'll come back around and try to make amends and apologize and, reestablish that trust and that connection. So have the strength to know what's best for you and to walk away from what is not aligned with you, that is not what resonates with you, that is not, where you want to be. Because a lot of times we'll be like, oh, well, these people, they've been in my life for so long and I've always done this way. Well, it may have worked for you in the past. They may have been a good fit for you in the past, but you're turning the page, you're writing a new chapter, you're heading in a new direction. So you may need to say goodbye to certain places, people, and things because they're no longer a match for you. They no longer are a good fit. They may be holding you back and harming you. Yeah, owl dreaming, it very much feels like you are getting in tune with your dreams and envisioning all that your future and your life could be, and you're not letting the quote unquote what's realistic point of society come in and like rain on your parade and tell you what you can and cannot have and what you can and cannot do. You are getting open to all the potential and the possibilities, because springtime is full of all this fresh potential, all this possibility, all this new life. And so you are like using the wisdom of the owl, it feels like, to improve your vision and recognize that dreams can come true, miracles can happen, the universe works magic. And so you don't need to hold yourself back. You don't need to, like pin yourself to the ground. You can open your wings and soar and fly high. You don't have to, always stay on the ground of reality. And that's not to say reality is bad and that, being realistic is bad, but you can also have fun with it. You can also get lighthearted. You can also be hopeful and believe and trust the process and have faith and get eager for all the potential, all that could be, and know that you don't have to stay the same as you once were. You can transform. You can experience metamorphosis, going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. You don't have to, do same old, same old. You can have the rebirth. Okay, so we have Seahorse Reflection. So it very much feels like you're reflecting on your life, on your past, on your present, on your future, and about where you want to head if what you're doing currently, the people, places, and things you're associating with, if they're helping you get the life that you actually want. And you're being mindful of the energy you surround yourself with. You're getting mindful of where you spend your time and energy. You're getting aware of if you want to keep going down this path or do a course correct. And reflection is a very powerful tool. Maybe you're journaling, maybe you're doing meditation, maybe you're doing like these kind of life reviews where it's like, okay, well, how did I get to this point? Okay, where do I want to go from here? How have past experience maybe helped me to build up to this point, and how might they serve me moving forward? Like, there's a lot of good that can come from reflection, because it feels like, nothing against other people in general, but it feels like a lot of them are kind of just going through the motions, going on autopilot, doing the same old day in, day out, and just kind of settling and playing it small and not taking any chances, staying in that comfort zone. And I think you are, upon this reflection, you're realizing that you don't want to keep doing the same old, same old. You don't want to keep doing the daily grind. You don't want to keep living on autopilot, putting all this effort into work and then having no energy for yourself and your family and your loved ones and your dreams when you get home for the day. That's the point where you maybe just do the Netflix and chill and kind of turn off your brain. So reflection is very important for you right now, and it'll help with your dreaming, with your visions for the future, with, daydreaming and thinking about all that could be for your rebirth, because you don't have to do everything the same. And I find it interesting how these cards are kind of like the inverse for each other. Because, you have the blue background with the seahorse and the orangey background with the owl, and then you have blue at the bottom and orange at the top and orange at the bottom and blue at the top. So it feels like very much yin-yang, like you were taking this more grounded approach of reflecting and being mindful and processing, but also, because like there's the groundedness, but then there's also, being free and dreaming and envisioning and like all the potential and fantasizing. So it feels like you're very much using both to help you have this more well-rounded and stable approach to things, where you're not too much in, the la land where it's like, oh, this is great, magic and miracles, and because you do know that very much, and like you're very much in tune with the dreaming, but you're also having that groundedness and reflection is like, okay, so how do I potentially take steps to get to that dream, to bring this into reality? So that's very important to be, King of Wands, practicality. Like, it feels like you're being practical about things, but you're also being open and daydreaming and fantasizing about all that could be and having that hope. But you're also being like, okay, how can I practically take steps towards that? How can I open up and let in this potential, let in these possibilities, let in these opportunities? Because if we're always, thinking about what could be and like having these like heart eyes for the future, but we're not taking any chances, we're not taking any steps towards it, it's going to be harder for it to come in. So it's important to, be practical about it, but not so much so that you cut yourself off from the potential, because if we're too practical, too realistic, too much like, oh, that's not realistic because I'm right here and I, like, my bank account is like very low and I want to have this, like, you can take steps towards it, but don't get so much that you like kind of kill off your dreams, because I think the practicality is more in realizing that things can take time. Not that it necessarily needs to take a long, long time, but you're realizing, like, okay, I'm planting these seeds. They need to be tended to. They need to be watered. They needed to make sure no weeds are choking them out. They need to make sure they get the sunlight and the nutrients that they need. So maybe I need to add some fertilizer. You're being aware that you need to, like, nurture these dreams so that they can flourish. Yeah, like, you are taking a lot of time to reflect. Six of Cups, reflection. Like, you are very much being like, okay, how can I get what I want? How can I make this happen? How did past experiences not work out the way I want? Yeah, you're at a crossroads, and it feels like this is because you were going down a path, and maybe society told you that's the way to go, like that's how it happens and all that, but it feels like you're realizing that maybe you were kind of sold a lie, like you were deceived. Not necessarily that society was intentionally doing it, although some people in society may intentionally do these things, because not everyone has your best interest at heart, and some people unfortunately are willing to sabotage and use people and backstab and use them as stepping stones and this and the other. So I feel like you're at this crossroad. It's like, do I want to keep going down the path I was, or do I want to course correct? Do I want to take this other path? And other people might be like, oh no, don't do that. It's, too risky. Bad things will happen. It can blow up in your face. And it reminds me, I was watching some podcast with Brett Cooper, and like she was talking about how she was at that crossroads of whether she wanted to, start all over and leave. And, like, if she would be okay if it ended up flopping, and, like, reflecting on, like, okay, if this doesn't work out, would I be okay moving back in with my mom if I had to? Would it, crush me if it didn't work out and I didn't? And then, she ended up being like, yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, I'll be happy no matter what. I'm going to go for this. And it ended up working out beautifully for her. She's super successful on her new channel. But she spent a lot of time reflecting, and she was at that crossroads. So I feel like that's kind of the energy for you. Like, you're at this crossroads. It's like, do I want to take this road, or do I want to take another road? Do I want to go now? Do I want to wait? And you're just like kind of processing and reflecting on all your options. Yeah, like, it very much is that you are taking all this time and like you're weighing the pros and the cons, and you're meditating and contemplating on, okay, what's the best course for me? What is it that I actually want? And other people can't really tell you that. They don't know what's best for you. You're the only one who can decide that, What might work well for one person in their situation may not work for you. But at the end of the day, have faith in your dreams. Like, very much have faith in your dreams. They can and will come true. The universe can work magic and miracles. But you have to be open to it. You have to be receptive. You have to, take the steps towards it. You can't be playing it small. You can't be holding yourself back. You can't be settling for less. You can't be dimming your light and still, wanting this grand life for yourself, because if you're not willing to, align yourself to that life, and you're not willing to embody that energy, it can't come to you. If you're closed off and be like, well, it can't happen to me, I'm not good enough, this and the other, the universe can't give you what you want, because you're not in the receptive mode. You're not aligned with it. You're not resonating with it. You're, holding yourself back, whether intentionally or not, and you're kind of self-sabotaging, and you don't need to do that. You really don't. Because, a win-win outcome is in the forecast. Like, since you're taking this balanced approach, since you're considering what you want and what could, what you might need to happen, and you're being practical, and you're contemplating, and you're trusting your intuition and your instincts, and you're dreaming and having this reflection, and you just having it all culminate and come together, it's going to work out beautifully in your favor. The universe wants to bless you. It wants everything to work out for you. But you got to trust. You got to align. You got to resonate. You got to get in tune with that energy, because you need to have that energy of hope and faith and fun and happiness and love and gratitude. You need those higher frequencies for this new life to come in for you. Because if you're, being very fearful and doubtful and worried and scared and frustrated and, having these lower frequencies of depression, not that those are bad, because the universe uses everything and anything for our benefit. And we're in this human experience to, go through all the emotions. But if you stay there, how is this new going to come in? You're closing yourself off from it. So know and trust that this win-win outcome is it's coming to you. It's the universe is working this magic and miracles. It's lining this all up for you. It's all going to come out together beautifully. But you got to trust. You got to be open to it. Have faith in your dreams, because it's all going to work out beautifully. Yeah. Stepping into a new experience. You are very much, and it kind of feels like you're kind of testing the waters a little bit. You're just a little bit hesitant, because you're this is new. I'm not really sure, but you're stepping into this new experience and you're trusting, and it's going to work out beautifully for you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. It's unsettled because it's new, it's unfamiliar, it's unknown. And so that's why, you're being very reflective, you're meditating, you're contemplating, you're trying to be practical and, having this strength and improving your vision. But at the end of the day, it's all going to work out just fine. You don't need to worry. It's going to be beautiful for you. Okay, Penn, new job, new career. So maybe it is like Brett Cooper with you, and that you're contemplating your job and your career and opportunities, and maybe you're thinking about starting something like YouTube and having a social media presence. Maybe you're looking to do more digital marketing. Whatever it is, know that it's going to work out for you. It may take a little time because you're planting the seeds, but it's going to work out beautifully. Trust the process. Yeah, grapes. Time to go out and have fun. Have fun. Don't get so weighed down by the what ifs and the uncertainty and, the anxiety. The universe will have your back. Trust. It's all going to work out beautifully for you. That doesn't mean you don't do anything to help, take steps towards it, but you need to have more lightheartedness and fun and love and trust and excitement in your life, because that's going to help bring in all these beautiful blessings for you. It's going to help align everything for you. It's all going to be fine. Mountain road. Yeah, you are on the road to success. Very much so. So trust. It's all going to work out beautifully. It's all going to work out beautifully for you. So have fun. Trust the process. It's going to work out. Yeah. Sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. This is very much this beautiful time for you. The sun is setting on the old, on all your, mediocrity and like playing it small and holding yourself back and settling for, it's setting on that. And it's rising on this new chapter for you, this new dawn of all this possibility and potential and fun and success and, you know, your dream life and rebirth and just blessings and all this good for you. You don't need to worry. You're having this fresh start, and it's going to lead to a win-win outcome. It's going to lead to your success. It's going to lead to fun and joy and happiness and love and blessings and miracles and magic. But you got to take the steps into this new experience. You got to leave your comfort zone. You got to leave the known, because if you always stay right where you are, you'll never get there. Because obviously you're not where you want to be, or you wouldn't be at this crossroads. You wouldn't be considering, you know, should I try something else, even if it's a little more risky, even if, you know, I'm not really certain how it'll play out. But you're here to take these steps. You're here to, you know, go explore and to try new things. And it ultimately, like, maybe it doesn't work out exactly the way you want it at first, but you can take that and use it to learn, to grow, and then that'll help you move forward with your next steps, and you'll be, you know, you'll know more, have more experience and insights and wisdom on how to make it happen. So very much be, you know, reflecting about things, but trust, have faith in your dreams, dare to be bold and shine bright and go for what you truly want in life, because the universe here is supporting you 100%. You're on the road to success. Winning is in your outcome. You're having this fresh start. And all these blessings are coming to you. So don't worry about it. You got this. It's all going to work out beautifully. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.